Ooh, hello there. Alright, I'm going to show you a little trick. See, he hasn't seen me. If I stay a bit away from the ladder and face away from it, you can actually start kicking it without them realising that you're doing it. And now he's seen me. Whee! Bye! You too. Hey boys and girls, it's KnightStalker here. Welcome along today to Season 10 of Conqueror's Blade. Check it out. Got me some bagpipers, man. You're probably wondering why all the units are blue and green and white, and that's because on Frontier we have silver matches enforced up until each of the seasonal units release. So when the bagpipers release, you can use blue level. When the claymores are released, you can use purple level troops, and when the doggos and archers are released, you'll be able to use gold troops from there on in for the rest of the season. So let's talk about some bagpipes. The first thing I want to say about bagpipes is that their buff does help equivalent or near equivalent units to win. So if you had a squad of condos versus a squad of Prefecture Guard, for example, whichever one's going to get the buff is going to win. And you know, most people that are veterans in the game will know that that could go either way depending on who gets the charge and things like that. Let me just go and mess with this guy's cavalry charge because I know exactly what he's going to do. So let's put a quick stop to that, and then our team will be able to annihilate the rest of them. So the bagpipers. So these ones are maximum level and they've gone top line, which gives a 5% damage reduction to friendly troops and a 9% movement buff to the bagpipers themselves, I believe, just off the top of my head. The primary issue I found with these games, let me just kill these guys at the top here. The Wolfie boys just go down. I don't know, every time I mention this, but there's always someone who says, actually, KnightStalker, that unit's not terrible. Yes, it is a terrible unit. No, but if you use it in this very specific situation, you can do this very specific thing. So what? The Wolfie boys are terrible. There's some very specific situations they may be good in. So please, don't waste your time grinding that unit. It's no good. I firmly believe it's terrible. So here's another unit that just got completely annihilated. Like instantly, right? Shocking unit. Anyway, bagpipers. The biggest problem with bagpipers is that they're horrendously slow. And I'm saying horrendously slow. Like, so slow. And the problem with them being so significantly, like slower than Palace Guard slow, right? So the problem with them being slower than most of the other units is they've got no way to keep up with the battle. So I've got a sprint doctrine on mine. And it's not enough, man, honestly. To keep up with the action is very difficult. And when you do keep up with the action, you've got this issue of them being targeted straight away, as you would do yourself, right? Are you going to let the enemy troops get a massive buff? No, you're not. So you target them immediately. And even in silver mode, silver matches like these, they're getting horrendously targeted. And that's without things like Shinji throwing grenades at them or javelin sergeants just annihilating them in one volley. I'll show you when we get to the bagpipers. As much as I want to like them, I can't find them at this stage very useful. But this is day one, right? It's day one. So anyway, let's talk about these Alp Halberdiers, the land sharks. They have something called a power charge and a power brace. Power brace is just like any other brace. Power charge is just like any other charge, except it's horrendously damaging. Look at that. It's up to between 3.5 to 6,000 damage. We'll just knock all these troops over because they're much easier to kill when they're lying down and they don't do any damage. Look, here's another unit of wolf boys. Watch how quickly they get annihilated. Poof, gone. The Wolfie boys are a shockingly bad unit. Anyway, enough about that whinging. Oh look, there's some of them left. They weren't completely annihilated. The stragglers were there. And then they fall over immediately, right? I'm just going to sort of watch if these heroes push up. But there's those condos coming around the back too. You see them? There we are. See if we can get some extra kills with the remainder of this badly damaged unit. Oh, we can. That's nice. So anyway, I'll show you the bagpipers, and it is day one, so I'll let you make up your own mind about them. And I'm not firmly made up my own mind yet, but I'm really struggling with them more than I have any other sort of fresh unit with fresh mechanics. They're super vulnerable and super slow. Anyway, we'll just tell the rest of our Halberdier unit to go run down there. If nothing else, they can be bullet sponges and use up the enemy's ammunition. Good luck to you, Alp Halberdiers, land sharks. It was nice knowing you. Oh, what have we got here? If I can knock that hero off his horse... Oh, he knows what's up. He knows what's up. Oh, you rat. He's a veteran player. Or she. Either way, the evasive action allowed our pikes to come in and just clean up the unit very nicely. What else we got going on? Nothing. Are we going to capture that inside point? I don't think so. Right. Let's go get another unit. We can cause some more carnage. Can't even remember what I pulled. It's been so long since I played a silver match. Let's go bagpipers, because there's not going to be any better chance than through this gateway and up to that supply point on the right to be able to use them in conjunction with the rest of our team. So here we go. I've got a sprint doctrine on them. And I'll show you. I'll just run up here and then I'll turn around and you can be able to see them. What is actually going on here? Are they in here already? They are not. Alright, anyway. So even with the sprint doctrine, they're terribly slow. Now the problem is that they're very vulnerable. And when you've got your own troops, sort of, especially cavalry is so much faster that, you know, if your team is using cavalry, there's just no hope whatsoever of using the bagpipers. And the archers will pop in and out depending on the amount of threat that's imposed on them. And in this map particularly, just sticking your head out of the tunnel here is a little bit dangerous unless you've got a plan, right? But for a support unit like this, it's very dangerous. Cavalry, not so much. You know, you wouldn't want to stick your archers out when the enemy are dominating the inside like that. But we'll get a moment in a minute. We'll get our moment in a moment, I guess. Dancing a little jig there. Look, you see him? Anyway, people to kill. Let's go. This looks a good time. We'll follow these archers in and we'll give them a damage buff. Now here's one of the things that is a little bit annoying, is that you can't see how much extra damage they're doing. Also, from the preview to actually making it into the game, they actually work very differently. The top line is not a bigger radius and the bottom line is a bigger buff, or whatever way it is. You've got two options. Either you've got every time they play the bagpipe, the pipers, when they take damage, will gain 1% hit points back per second for 10 seconds. Or the top line is... pretty messy here. Or the top line is 5% damage reduction to your team and 9% movement for the bagpipers. And even with that, and even with the sprint. So if you want to keep their buff going, you just can't keep up, right? I can't keep up with these cav. I can't keep up with those rattans, and I sure as heck couldn't keep up with those Prefecture Guard that went in there and got, you know, nuked by the cav. And so where do you put them as well? Where do you put them that is safe from heroes, safe from range, safe from cav? Tell me, I'd love to know. So I want to hear your experiences with this unit, not mine. I want to hear yours. Tell me how you're doing with them. Tell me how you're using them. Let other players know. And if you are hearing me speak this message, check in the comments too. Hopefully we've got some people who have got a better handle on these than me to give us all some pointers. You can see how we're buffing these rattans here while they mow down the cav. The reality is they would mow down that cavalry anyway. Ah, this is problematic. They are all running away. So when they're not playing, they're not too bad. Now with the sprint doctrine, they can keep up with the push. But when they are playing, i.e. when they are useful, not so much. And I find myself constantly worrying about them. I can't leave them. I can't go do battle because they'll get instantly picked on. I mean, if I saw them, I'd go and kill them immediately, wouldn't you? And you've really got to go wherever anyone else goes. So I'm thinking to myself, these are 120 leadership. Pike militia are 110, rattan pikes are 115. And I find myself asking, would I get more value out of pike militia than I would out of this unit? It's day one, man. I'm not going to super judge yet. I haven't been into an all tiers game yet, so I can't judge yet. And I don't play Territory Wars, so I don't know how useful it would be to you Super Elite Territory Wars players. Straggler. He tickled one of my bagpipes. But see what do you do in these situations? Jump out and stab one and rub back? At any moment, those heroes could turn in here and just annihilate the unit, especially a maul, right? Oh, here we go. We're going to give these guys a damage buff. Kondo's got their shock attack in. But we'll come in here. You see the little musical notes on them? They're either blue for defense buff or red for attack buff. And you see how it was enough. They sort of charged in and had the advantage anyway, these Prefecture Guard. But it's... Uh-oh. See how quickly they die? I suppose most stuff dies to a Prefecture pike charge, doesn't it? So we probably tipped the balance in that little fight between the Kondos and the Prefecture Guard. Now this is going to hurt because I'm going to have to take this in the face. And it's probably going to kill me, but we'll save everybody else. Predictable. Anyway, let's respawn. Alrighty, here we go. Let's take the Prefecture Archers in. It's a little bit risky because a cav charge could wipe out everything in the tunnel here, and it doesn't help us push. That's one of the things about archers, they don't help you push. Uh-oh, uh-oh, this is exactly what I was worried about. But they've got a long charge and they're going to come all the way through, and then we're just going to absolutely gun them down. And if any of these heroes decide they want to be brave and come out, they're going to die too. Here we go. Goodbye, sir. Or madam. So if nothing else, we've got that going for us. But there's just so much cavalry going on out there that you take any infantry, whether it be melee infantry or ranged infantry out there, they're going to die pretty much instantly. So in this instance, it was probably a good idea to pull the archers and just whittle down the cavalry as quickly as possible. As soon as we get into position with these prefectures, we'll go machine gun mode, I think. Once they sort of start to block up a bit. Come forward, gentlemen. And we shall use your machine gun mode to kill many, many cavalry. Here we go. Let's see how many damage numbers we get now. Oh, their fire rate on the Prefecture arrow rain is just ridiculous. And look, charging cavalry coming in. Will they survive? No, they will not. So this was a good idea. Me and this other chap here pulling ranged to deal with that. It's worked out all right. Although we are going to get pretty shot up by those Namcans. All those guys that have been hit are probably going to bleed to death. Now what? You get a lot of time on this map, but we've also used up a lot of the time. We started off so well, absolutely smashing the B point and coming down and smashing the A point. Oh, a fresh player who didn't know about the dodge. Alright. I better get out of here. Oh no. Oh no. We'll put that down before we die, but I don't know if I'm going to get out. No. Oh, I didn't do anything. Leave me alone. Rightio. We've got to do some pushing now. We're running low on time. So, melee infantry it is. You cannot push with archers. That is not a thing that you can do. So let's go. What do we got here? Mirror enemies. Got a short sword here who wants to get beaten in the head. Wow, he doesn't have much armor. What the heck? Is that an unarmored short sword? Oh look, Jav Cav. Let's see what we can do to Jav Cav when they're not expecting it. Straight into Prefecture Drill too. Oh, little blenders. Now with these Prefecture Guard, there's been a little change with them. You can put them into Prefecture Drill and then hit 3 to put them in Cover Commander. And this will frighteningly increase their DPS. Like, horrendous. It turns them into little, I don't know, Tasmanian devils. And they go, blah, 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 and then they kill everything. So that's really good, especially in these silver matches where things don't have a lot of armor. They just tear them to pieces. Just give everyone a heal. Get our Prefecture Guard healed up. We'll get ready to push to the end point. But I'll look for a little... I'll see if I can get a little engagement. Actually, we'll take Ballista. Do some headshot snipes. If I can find a melee infantry lying around, I'll deliberately engage them even if it's not really advantageous to do so, just to show you this ability, because it's something new that you can do now. Oh, here's some Prefecture Guard. They're relatively tanky, especially compared to something like condos. What do we got here? Some squires. Take it on my shield. And then watch. Into blender mode. Into cover commander. Look at this. Just look at the devastation. Oh man, those murders ticked up. And look, we've got some condos. We're still on blender mode. Give them a damage resistance. And with a little bit of help from our friends, that condo unit lasted seconds. He lasted seconds. One thing about these silver matches on Frontier is that you get none of the bonuses for your armor. So it's just, no matter how fancy your armor is, you only get the base stats. You don't get the extra leadership, you don't get the extra slashing defense, nothing like that. None of the extra strength or agility on your armor. None of that counts. It's all grayed out during this period. So your heroes are downgraded to be in sync with the units, right? When you get to purple tier, they unlock some of the stats, and then when you get to gold tier, it's fully unlocked, including the, the set bonuses. I wonder if we can nuke those Namcans, because they've been annoying me for a long time. Ever since they were shooting from 2 directions at my land sharks. Interesting little setup he's got here. I did send those Prefecture Guard back. If you're wondering why that is I picked that the battle wasn't quite over yet, and I was right, and now we've got the Prefectures on the way back. But they may actually be exhausted. I'm just going to protect this guy so he doesn't get shot by an arrow while he's healing and then get knocked out of his healing. That's what I was doing there. It looks like we're just going to win this one straight out. My guys are on their way back, but they're not going to be in time. GG. That's a silver battle with bagpipes, boys and girls. So we got no hero kills, I can see that straight away. We did get 134 murders though. 1.2 million done, 1.1 taken. And you can see all of the killies there. Prefecture Guard did fan-diddly-tastic. Alp Halberdiers, the Landsharks did great. Prefecture Archers did really well as well. Most of those kills would have been cavalry. And you got 7 participation. Where was he the whole time? No hero kills either for the pike. 54 Prefecture Guard murdered. And pretty spread out for that guy. Well done to the enemy team. Unfortunately, it wasn't quite enough. They did keep us contained at the A point for a long time. Anyway, boys and girls, I hope you learned something new, or you just enjoyed the battle. Thanks so much for coming to my Bagpiper channel.